This is lesson 4 called Quadratic Expressions, and before we start this lesson, I might suggest that because of the type of questions we're doing, they require a bit of working out. You may like to do them on some paper or in your books because of just the nature of the questions, and you'll see why shortly. So, a quadratic expression, the word quadratic, okay, essentially means it's an expression which has x to the power of 2 in it. So if you see an x to the power of 2 in an expression, it's a quadratic expression. Okay? Now the general quadratic expression is of this form: ax squared plus bx plus c. So it'll have an x squared term, it'll have an x to the power of 1 term, but we just don't put the 1, and we have a c term. Now you might see that we've got an x squared term, an x term, x to the power of 1 term. We actually have an x to the power of 0 term. That's the c, but remember, anything to the power of 0 is 1. So this c is by itself. So this expression has all these powers of x. What are we going to do with them? Well, let's have a look. Let's have a look at this example. It says a rectangle has a length 4 centimeters more than its breadth. Write an expression for the area. Well, let's draw a picture to see what this looks like. I'm first going to say let x be the width or the breadth of the rectangle. Okay, so I'm going to draw a rectangle here as nicely as I can, like that. Now we know its width is x. We know its length is 4 centimeters longer than its breadth. So that means it's 4 centimeters longer than x, which of course will mean it is x plus 4. Now, what we have to find an expression for the area. So the area is of a rectangle, of course, is area equals length times breadth. Now the way I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this in 2 ways. The first way, you're going to say, well, that's pretty weird to do it that way, but you'll understand when we get to example 2 why we're doing it this way. And then the second way is a way you already know how to do, and we'll do that at the end of this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to split this rectangle up into 2 rectangles. One where we have a length of x here. So essentially we're putting the x plus 4 up into x. Put the x inside there and the 4 there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to work out the area of each of these rectangles and add them together, and that will be our expression. Now let's do the area of this one, area 1. Area 1 is in fact a square because its length is x, its breadth is x, so the area 1 is x times x, which is x squared. Area 2, the breadth is x, the length is 4, so we have 4 times x, which is 4x. Now the area for the total rectangle is adding these two together, x squared plus 4 times x, or 4x. Now you might say, well, that's crazy. I know an easy way to do that, and of course you do, because we can just say, well, the area is the breadth times the length, so I can do x times the whole length, which is x plus 4. Now because we're going to treat this as a whole length, x plus 4 is a single expression or number, we really need to have those in brackets. So in fact what we're doing when we're writing our expression for our area is we're doing an expansion of brackets. Just like that. So area equals x times x, which is x squared, and x times 4, which is 4x. Okay, much easier to do it this way than do it this way, but I want you to understand, about the area part. Now, example 2 says expand and simplify the expression for the area of the rectangle with sides x plus 3 and x plus 2. Okay, so let me draw a rectangle. So we have x plus 3 and x plus 2. Now, let's do it the rectangle way. So we know that the area, and I'm going to write it over here because we already know how to do it this way because we did this earlier in the year. X plus 3 times x plus 2. But I want to show you the rectangle way. So I'm going to split this x plus 3 length here up into 2 lengths of x and 3. So I'm going to put a line down here. So this part here will be x, and this part here will be 3. And this line here, I'm going to do the same, and split it up into x here and 2 here. So now we have 4 rectangles, 4 different size rectangles. We have an x by x, we have an x by 3, we have a 2 by x, and then we have a 2 by 3. And we can work out the area of each of those and add them together. So let's quickly do that, and we'll write the answers in the rectangle. X times x is x squared. Now, x times 3 is 3x. 2 times x is 2x. And 2 times 3 is 6. So, the area expression is going to be adding up just all these 4 areas here. So we have x squared plus 3x plus 2x plus 6. And we can simplify that because we have 2 x expressions here. I have an x squared at the front, 3x plus 2x is 5x, and we have a 6 left over at the end. Okay, so that gives us our expression for the area. Now, if we were to do it this way, and can you remember how we do it this way? We have to multiply everything inside this bracket by everything inside that bracket. So very simply, we are going to do this. We're going to take this x and multiply it by everything here. So it'll look like this, x times x plus 2. Then we're going to take the 3, I just got to mark up there for the 3, and times it by everything here. Okay, so we're going to have plus 3 times x plus 2. Now we can expand it out. We have x times x, which is x squared, x times 2, which is 2x, 3 times x, which is 3x, and 3 times 2, which is 6. And we can simplify it by just adding the 2 middle terms together to get 5x. So it's x squared plus 5x plus 6, the same expression. So I just wanted to show you the aerial method of doing this so you can visualize what's happening, and you can just see it by saying, well, we end up with 4 terms, but it comes down to 3, and here we're automatically coming down to 3 terms here. Now, what I want you to do is to try the first 7 questions, looking at the area part first before we start working on these questions here.